Hello, this is Profit TV. Today we are talking to Mr. Huseyin Yorucu, Chairman of the Management Board and Executive Director of Bulgarian Rolled and Extruded Aluminium Products maker Alcomet. Hello.
Hello.
Mr. Yorucu, Alcomet sales for the first 9 months of the year are up by nearly 40% and the profit of the company exceeds 5 million level. What are your expectations for the financial results of the company for the entire 2010 and perhaps 2011?
First, perhaps we have to look at the way we have handled the crisis situation in Alcomet. Before the crisis, our exports, 85% of our products for export markets and 15% for domestic market. After the crisis, our export position did not change very much because we had a strong customer base and our sales continued. But in the internal market, there was a serious drop. And in order to get back to 100% capacity in our sales, we had to reallocate internal market portion of the sales to export. And this was a difficult task at the time because the markets were shrinking because of the crisis. At the same time, there were the same number of producers in the market. We were competing against them to maintain our position, plus improve our sales even more. And we had to make a joint effort with our sales department and production departments. We had to reallocate our resources. We had to use our flexibility. And sales department looked for the market opportunities. And by the beginning of 2010, beginning of this year, we've seen the results of these efforts. And our sales figures started going up. And by mid 2010, during summer, we were back to pre-crisis levels. Since then, markets have been improving steadily. If we look at the figures, last year for the first 10 months, our sales have been 33,500 tons. This year, during the same period, our sales have been 40,000 tons. So there is a 20% increase in our sales. That has removed the reduction during crisis period. During first 10 months of last year, our turnover, sales revenue has been 70 million euro. This year, in the same period, it has been 87 million euro. That is 40% higher than last year. Similarly, our earnings before interest, tax and amortization, last year for the first 10 months, it was 5 million euro. This year, the same figure is 8 million euro. That's 60% increase. This year, 2010, we hope to close at 49,000 tons of sale with sales revenue of 115 million euro. And EBITDA may be around 9.5 million euros. Next year, if we look at next year, we hope to increase our sales even further. We are planning to sell 59,000 tons of products with an expected turnover of 145 million euro. And EBITDA next year should be around 11 million euro.
And what are your forecasts regarding aluminium price moves by the end of the year and next year, and how will that affect the financial results of the company?
Aluminium prices are very difficult to predict because in normal market conditions, it's supply and demand determines the price. But aluminium is a special commodity where there is a lot of interest by funds, by other investors that they don't use the metal, but they keep buying and selling it. And non-user buying and selling of aluminium nearly 50 times more than the users. So it's not a supply and demand situation, as I have said. It is the sentiment of all these investors reflect to the aluminium price. We cannot predict it. It is impossible. No one can predict it. But what we can do, what we make sure we do, is take precautions so that we don't suffer if it goes up or down. This is the important thing.
The risks.
That's right.
From the, let's say, the change in the exchange rate of the US dollar and the price of the aluminum.
Yes, all our sales are hedged against the fluctuations in aluminum price and against fluctuation in dollar-euro parity, so that we do not take any risks in either of these two changes.
And for what period of time has the company secured sales contracts for its output?
At the moment, we are taking contracts for second half of 2011. Yes. External markets are good. This is the way it's going. Internal markets are still lower than what we'd like it to be. It's much lower than pre-crisis level, and it looks as though it will be some time before domestic market fully recovers.
The company just recently completed a 7.5 million euro investment. Could you tell us a little bit more about this?
We have 4 mills at the moment, and we are investing on a 5th mill, which will take metal at 1 millimeter thickness, and it will reduce the thickness down to 40 microns. This mill will increase our production by 20,000 tons a year, and it will also increase product portfolio. It will make it easier for us to switch from one product to another kind of product, and it will improve our flexibility. This mill, the cost of the mill itself is 7.5 million euro, plus there's going to be some civil engineering works here, other preparations. So it should come to about 9 million euro altogether. But the mill alone is not enough. The mill will require some cast coils. We have 5 casting lines at the moment, and what they produce will not be enough. So we'll need additional casting lines. And we are also planning these at this point in time. Our total investment should be around 13 million euro all told. And the mill will be coming at the end of next year, 2011, and it should be producing in 2012.
Okay, and apart from this investment, do you consider any other investments?
There are a lot of other small things that we will be doing all the time.
Okay, do you plan on any company acquisitions in the region, and do you think that the time now is right for similar business ventures?
We have no such plans at the moment.
Okay, Alcomet recently took part in 2 international fairs. What were the benefits for the company from the participation?
Fairs are quite useful because it's possible to see all your customers together in a few days and exchange all the ideas with them. And the biggest fair is SM Fair for aluminium. It is done every other year, and we participate in this fair. And really most of the first quarter orders were taken during this fair, for instance.
So that you will be taking part in the 2012 fair?
Yes, it will be, again, we'll be taking part in that one. And there was one other fair this year, first time we participated, Meta Fair in Italy. But it's just at the beginning, and it was a local fair more than international fair.
Okay. Thank you for your time, and I wish you good luck in all your business ventures.
It's our pleasure. Thank you.